Hey, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday. My name is Janae Wynn. I am a personal finance strategist and I help women remove financial shame and smash their financial goals one step at a time. So come on in the room. I'm also a CEO of Financial Healing for Women, where we partner wealth biblical principles with tangible techniques that help you see real transformation and live an abundant life that God said that you can have. So, hey, y'all, see y'all hopping on. If you're watching live right now, type live in the comments. Let me know that you're on. If you catch this later, type replay in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and share what I'm going to share all month long, actually. I'm going to be sharing with you different things as it relates to credit, right? And today I'm going to be sharing how I built my credit limits up to $87,000. And actually, it's actually 86,900 to be exact, but I only got so much space, so it's really $87,000 in credit limits. Hey there. So why am I talking about this though? I'm talking about credit all month long. Why am I talking about this? Number one, well, anyone that has poor credit or even fair credit, right? Most likely you are spending a lot more money on common things that you need to live a normal life. Common things that you need to live a normal life, like apartments, mortgage loans, cell phone deposits, rental deposit, any type of deposits, insurance, like things like that. You by default, and anyone that's categorized in that poor to fair credit score is spending more money, wasting more money on common things that you need as a necessity in life, right? So that's number one. You're spending more and you don't have to, right? There are people not spending a lot of money on normal things. Don't let that be you. Number two, there are some people that are just simply tired of getting denied for things, right? I'm talking about you want to get a home, you want to get a car, you want to take life to another level. But we all know if you don't have cash, then you need some type of leverage. And a lot of times, credit is that leverage that we need, and we don't have that, right? So that's another reason why I'm talking about this. Finances are hard to talk about, but let's just get real, y'all. We have to talk about it. If we don't talk about it, who will, right? So basically, so you're spending money and on things, common things that you need to live. You're spending more money than you should. You're tired of getting denied for simple things, right? And then on a higher level, those are very tangible levels, and I love to talk about the tangible things, but I also like to talk about the wealth principles as the word talks about. But on a higher level, God says that you can live in abundance, right? That you have abundance, that it's literally there for you, but your score is not reflecting as such, right? So if you're going to have dominion over the earth and be able to do things that other people can't, then we need to have a good track record, a good report card, a good credit report to show that we can walk into a place and say, this is mine. I want it. Give it to me because I've lined up everything the right way in order to get it. So your credit score shows you as risky, right? But you're really valuable. You're not risky. You're valuable, right? And he says everything is available to you. So those are the reasons why I'm talking about this all month long. So drop a one in the comments right now if you specifically, you listening right now, want to pay less for life. You want to pay less for life, things that you have to do on a normal basis, get homes, get cars. Everybody needs a cell phone. Everybody needs insurance, things like that. If you want to pay less for life, drop a one in the comments. Hey, Sherry. Yes, somebody said if we don't talk about it, how can we heal from it? Heal from the trauma we have experienced with dealing with our finances? Absolutely. It's absolutely necessary. And we won't stop talking about it until I won't stop talking about it until people are healed one by one by one by one and realize that you can have more. You can have more. If you want more, you can have more. It's access. It's right there for you, right? So drop a one in the comments if you want to pay less for life. So why should you listen to me? Right? I'm just little old me. Well, I've worked in the leasing industry, banking industry, real estate industry, so many different industries, the credit industry. And I have seen over and over and over again, people get turned down for things that they absolutely need in life because of a low credit score. And it doesn't get any easier, but to watch people go down that path is tough, right? So over the years, I've raised my credit score over 150 points. Most of my clients boost their credit score over 100 points, and amongst other things, but that is the average right there. And so I've worked in the industry, credit industry, for over 5 years. So it's just like my wheelhouse. It's my thing. I do it and I do it well. So for those of you watching, make sure you drop a one in the comments if you want to pay less for life overall. Less for life. You want life to be less expensive, right? We know we're in this time of inflation. Things are already expensive as it is. If you want to pay less for life, drop a one in the comments. You want to have more money and you want to have more leverage to be able to do things. And I'm gonna just give you an example before I hop into the topic for today. Here's an example of having leverage. When I was in a really tough time 7 years ago, and I was struggling financially, right? I remember asking my mom for some money to pay off my rent. And it's just me being 100% transparent. Somebody put a two. I don't know who that is, but I didn't ask you about no two. Ew. I was in a tough spot, and I've shared this story many times, but I asked her, I need some help. And long story short, she couldn't help me at the time, right? She was already obligated to helping other people. And so in that moment, I needed something, right? I was able to pay my rent using a cash advance through my credit card because they had those type of benefits, right? So that's the leverage I'm talking about. Like, if you were put into a rock and a hard place and COVID happened again, and all of these things, like where are your resources, where are the things that you could grab, right? So I'm about to hop into the comment, but hey y'all, hop in, type live if you're on, um, type replay if you watch this later. But before we start, I'm going to go ahead and gift you a financial breakthrough roadmap. On the financial breakthrough roadmap, a lot of times you'll find that credit and debt are interconnected, right? And debt usually affects credit and vice versa, right? So I'm giving you guys 6 steps to see financial breakthrough in your own situation. Also, excuse me, it's going to help you to pay off your first debt. And you can literally follow these steps and then just pay off your debt over and over again until you're completely done. So the I dropped the roadmap in the comments. If you're on Instagram, just click the link in the bio. You can get the roadmap there, or you can just go to www.financialbreakthroughroadmap.com. I know it's a mouthful, but financialbreakthroughroadmap.com. All right, y'all. So we ready? Type ready in the comments if you're ready to see how did I build $87,000 in credit utilization. And if I wasn't using my phone, I would literally show y'all because I have the screenshots. But before I talk about it, number one, what is a credit limit anyway? Let me kind of break down some technicalities. What is a credit limit? Credit limit is when you apply for a credit card. A lender examines the elements of your financial history and determines what your credit limit is, right? Or they determine the maximum amount that you are allowed to borrow and you're allowed to borrow as they assess a few different things. And I'll tell you what that is. So number one, they're going to look at your payment history. They're going to see, who do you owe? Have you ever missed any payments on payments and what that looks like? What's your payment history? 2, they're going to look at your credit score. What is your number? Anywhere from 300 to 850. That indicates what your credit worthiness is to potential lenders. 3 is they're going to look at your income, right? They're going to look at your income because they don't want to give you more than what you can pay back, right? They say they want to put you in a bind, but we know how it really works. And then lastly is your credit utilization. How much of your current credit limits are you actually using? So if you have a $1,000 credit limit, like how much of that are you using? Is it 80%, 60%, 20%, all that, right? So the two ways that I used to build my credit limit up to 87K was number one, borrow credit, and type that in the comments if you're watching. Number one, you can borrow credit. Number two, you can build credit. You can borrow credit or you can build credit. And I'm going to explain. So when you borrow credit, you're borrowing credit from somebody else, right? Maybe you have a friend or a family member who is responsible and willing to help you out. They can add you as an authorized user on their credit profile. And the pros to this is their limits will be transferred to your credit profile. Lord, let me get my words together. Their limits will be transferred to your credit profile, right? That is the pros to that. And another pro is that it helps you jumpstart your building process. Because, like I said, we borrow it or we build it. The cons to borrowing credit is that if anything ever goes wrong with their profile, it will also affect you too. So this is why you want to use it as a building block and not as like an end all be all situation, right? Secondly, you want to build it. When I say build it, that could be you getting an unsecured credit card or a secure credit card or a loan or anything like that. Next, you want to show some consistent on time payments. And then next, you want to continue to ask for increases over and over and over again. And that will continue to increase your credit utilization. I'm sorry, your credit limits, right? So that you can decrease your credit utilization. This is really great to do if you have high debt and you want to build your credit score, right? And a lot of times we can't build our credit score because we're trying to get that debt down. So there's ways to build your credit score even if you have debt. There's tons of ways. There's more than one way to get to Walmart. Old analogy that one of my teachers used to use. But all in all, two ways that you can build your credit limit, as I have, to $87,000 is one, borrow it, two, build it. When it comes to credit, you got to understand the game, you got to learn the game, you have to play the game, and when you play things correctly, then that's when you win. Some people don't think you can win the credit game. I absolutely believe that you can, but you have to play the game smart, just not all willy-nilly and stuff. So guys, if you have any questions in the chat, credit related, like I said, I'll be talking about credit all month long. But if you have any questions in the chat, drop them below. I'll answer them now, or I can answer them in another live video that I do later. But if I don't see anything now, I'll go ahead and hop off. Make sure you grab your Financial Breakthrough Roadmap, www.financialbreakthroughroadmap.com. If you're on Insta, you can look at my bio and get it. If you're on Facebook, I put it in the comments for you. All right. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to hop off. Thanks for listening. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.